Long ago, before machines and cities, when the forest still spoke in whispers, there was a village called Oru, deep in the red heart of Iboland. The people lived in peace with the forest, they hunted its animals, drank from its streams, and sang beneath its moon. But peace, they say, never stays for long. One strange season, goats began to vanish in the night. At first, the people blamed thieves. Then the chickens started disappearing too. One morning, a hunter's dog was found crushed like yam beneath a pestle. The air around the forest grew heavy, and even the birds stopped singing. The elders knew that kind of silence, it meant something dark had awakened. Then came the day Obina, a little boy of 9, went to fetch water at Nko River and never came back. His calabash floated alone by the riverbank, spinning slowly in the current. The men followed his footprints, but they ended where the earth was carved by the trail of something huge and scaled. The people of Oru had seen pythons before. But this was something different. The marks were as wide as a palm tree trunk. The old hunter said, "This is not an animal. This is an omen." That night, the elders gathered under the iroko tree. "If we do nothing," said old Papa Madu, "this serpent will return, and it will not stop with goats." But fear had already eaten the hearts of the men. No one dared to go near the forest again. Weeks passed. The farms near the river turned wild. Hunger began to haunt the people. Mothers whispered prayers to the moon. And then, one evening, something strange happened. A chimpanzee, tall, dark, and strong, came walking into the village square. It did not act like an animal. It stood on 2 legs and looked straight at the people with eyes full of knowing. Its fur glistened like wet bark, and around its neck hung a broken vine, as though it had escaped from something. The villagers froze. Some wanted to chase it. Others said, "No. The forest has sent a messenger." The chimpanzee pointed toward the forest, let out a loud cry, and then pounded its chest so hard that the sound echoed into the trees. Then it climbed the old iroko tree and sat there, watching the horizon. The people began to call it Nkem, the one who belongs to us. From that night, Nkem stayed close to the village. It helped farmers gather fallen fruits, chased away monkeys from the yam barns, and played with children. But sometimes, it would stare into the forest and grow restless, as if it knew a secret no human could understand. Then came the night the moon refused to rise. It started with the goats bleating. Then silence. Then a long, low hiss roared out from the forest like thunder crawling on its belly. Before anyone could move, the serpent appeared, huge, black, and glistening with wet scales. Its eyes burned like fire trapped in oil. The serpent slithered through the village, crushing fences, searching, hunting. The people ran, shouting and hiding in their huts. Only Nkem stood in the open square, chest heaving, eyes locked on the monster. The serpent hissed and struck, but Nkem leapt onto a tree branch. The ground shook as the snake's head smashed into the earth. The chimpanzee swarmed from tree to tree, screaming, throwing branches, stones, anything it could find. The serpent turned, striking again and again, missing each time. The villagers watched from the shadows, trembling. Then Nkem did something no one expected. It began to lead the serpent, taunting it, screaming, and jumping from tree to tree, drawing it away from the village and toward the river. The serpent followed, furious, destroying everything in its path. Down by the riverbank, the air was thick with mist. The moon finally rose, pale and frightened. Nkem stood on a high rock, chest pounding, staring down at the beast. The serpent lunged, faster than lightning, but Nkem jumped aside. The serpent's head crashed into a fallen tree stump with a sharp crack. The chimpanzee seized its chance, grabbed a sharp branch, and drove it deep into the serpent's wounded eye. The creature screamed, a sound so loud the forest itself trembled. It twisted and turned, wrapping its coils around trees, dragging itself into the river. The water boiled with rage, then turned still. The villagers approached slowly, torches in hand. The serpent floated lifeless, half of its body crushed by its own strength. Nkem stood on the rock, covered in mud and blood, breathing heavily. The people of Oru fell to their knees. Some cried. Others clapped their hands and praised the gods. But as dawn came, Nkem collapsed. Its body was broken, its spirit spent. They buried Nkem beneath the Iroko tree, the same place it had once watched over them. They placed fruits and flowers on its grave and sang songs of gratitude. Papa Madu poured palm wine upon the ground and said softly, "The gods send their warriors in many forms. Some come as men, some as beasts. May we never fail to recognize them." From that day on, no one in Oru harmed a chimpanzee or cut trees near the river. They taught their children to respect all living things, for the forest, they said, has eyes and heart. And every time thunder rolled through the trees, the elders would smile and whisper. That is Nkem beating his chest, reminding the world that even the smallest creature can carry the courage of 1,000 men.